lots of good ideas for you guys on the Popeyes.
We're gonna go over a few things. We were talking about once you get your 25 properties that you want to market to, I suggest, hold on.
Oh, that's not.
Okay, I picked this up at Walmart and I paid $3.88 for it. This is something that you can keep in your either your trunk, back seat, somewhere in your car, and you can stick your pop buys. I'm sorry, I can't breathe. You can stick your pop buys in here, and you have it in your car. And also, I would suggest keeping like a Ziploc bag, put a handful of your cards in that. So if you go to the doctor's office or you're going to the grocery store or somewhere, and you need to stop, and you see you're going right by your property, you can stop and give them a pop by and give them your cards, say how are you doing. And also the apartment community, it doesn't necessarily have to use locators, because sometimes if you market ones that doesn't use locators, what they do is they turn around and refer you to that, because they can't help them. They don't mind giving your card out. When I call and check for pricing and availability, and also when you call these properties, number one, make sure if they're running any specials, and two, ask if it's okay if you use the Craigslist, if you can advertise for them on Craigslist. Now, most of the time you're going to have to let them know it's free, because they're thinking you're trying to sell something. So what I always say is, we would like to refer you so that we can get people and more foot traffic your way. So it helps you and us. And they're like, oh, yes. And also, I always ask if they have any apartments that they really need to get at least quickly. So that'll also help you to be able to, get you some leads that way. So you can advertise that as well. So if there's different degrees of marketing. This box here of muffins, there's 20 of them in there, and I only paid $10 for it. So what Amber does sometimes, if it's she kind of alternates. She does something special at one point, and the rest of the time she'll go by Sam's, and I think we paid $75, and we had a huge basket full of goodies to take to them. And she just takes the basket in there with some of her cards and let each person pick something out of that basket. And they're always appreciative, like she said, of something to eat. So I got this at Sam's. So there's some other snacks at Sam's that you can put in your basket as well. So if you're not all that creative, this here is just a treats bag that you can get in the party section with party favors and all that kind of stuff. And I just put some hard candies in there, and also got me some little rings that had bats and spiders. So I just kind of stuck it in there, and just some curling ribbon, and it just fits. I mean, you can have 25 in here, to keep in your car. I do not suggest keep chocolate in your car. It's going to melt.
Now I know.
And Amber has actually gotten koozies for drinks that she's brought them drinks with and had the koozie on it. So they got a drink and a koozie to keep, So they're all excited about that. And this here I got off of Pinterest. I suggest you use either a small or a medium glove. This is an extra large, and I end up having to do 2 Smarties in each finger. And of course you put your little ring. I had to use a little thing of tape right there to hold it in place, and then you fill the rest, put your Smarties here, put your hard candy right in here, and then just use some curling ribbon and tie it shut. So another thing that Georgette did, she got a big bottle of hand sanitizer, and she bought some little containers like this, and she just filled each with hand sanitizer, and she printed out a little sticker with her name, our company name and everything on there. So she gave those as well. Another thing would be Bath and Body Works has specials all the time. They're always sending me emails. So you can always go on their line, and they're always having specials going on. So we always look for those really good specials, and we go ahead and buy. This is a little hand sanitizer that somebody could either keep in their pocket or in their purse. They have hand sanitizer at all times. And so, and speaking of masks, I got a box of these at Sam's, and let's see, there was five of them. There's 10 in each, yeah. So there's 5 packets, but there's 10 of them in each packet. So you can also put that in your basket in case the office don't have any masks to hand out to clients or whatever that is needing, or they forgot a mask. They have that with them. So you can include that in your basket as well. And this here, my lovely Barker's Beauty here, I'm telling my age. Anyway, so I got this at Walmart. I paid 97 cents for this little, the little pumpkin, yeah, that's right. And you put some like black and orange filler in it, like little shreds of paper that you can get on the gift wrapping section. Put it halfway so you're not doing the whole thing full of candy, because it can get expensive. But I even added a few rings. I added a ring there and some curling ribbon, and also I added some rings in here inside the pumpkin as well. So skip ahead to Christmas. I was able to get these the other day, so they're already out at Walmart, for advertising. So there's six in a package. And what I done was I just filled it full of candy, and I put Smarties on the bottom at the back here to hold it stiff, like, and just put some curling ribbon around it. And I suggest, if it's a small community and they only have 1 or 2, agents, I would suggest doing at least 50 pop buys, so that if they have more than one, you have that extra to give that other agent. Now, if you're going to do something large, then I would suggest 1 per property, because it would get kindly expensive if you don't. So Amber, talking about Bath and Body Works, she did soap, hand sanitizer, and lotion in a little gift set, and we put some her company pins in there and just a little bit of candy, not much, but some to just make it look nice, and we hand that to the property itself. So that is that so far as marketing. But the other way to generate leads is when you call these apartments, even if you're calling and you don't market there, always ask if they're having a special, because that's where you're going to get. Talking about flagging on Craigslist, what we found, if the generic ads are getting flagged pretty good, but the ads that are doing apartment communities, like a $399 total move-in special, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, $750 a month, then those are doing really good, and we're really getting a lot of calls on those as well. So don't put all your eggs in one basket for Craigslist, because if for a while that was our golden goose, but now they've changed. I don't know what they've done, the algorithms or something's different. So you can go ahead and advertise yourself, but mainly you're going to get leads from other apartment complexes that you're putting on there for lease. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we need to ask when we're going to advertising for specific departments? Do you ever ask if we can use their photos off of their advertising and stuff? Is that something we need to get permission for?
Yes. So whenever you do the committees, they do have to have permission. So well, you can email. It would be great to have it in writing, so that way if they say, oh, I didn't tell you that, then you have proof that they did tell you that you could use it. So whenever you do the communities, you want to make sure that you do have that permission. And then you can, with that being said, you can go to their website, you can get pictures there, you can go to the communities and do videos or whatever, but mostly you can use the pictures from their website, and they have a lot of information on there, like their amenities, everything that you would need for the ad you can find on their website, and most of the time they're extremely happy that you're going to do that for them, because any way to get them traffic, they're like, please. And as she was saying, let's say you're talking to the properties that you market to, and what I like to ask them is, hey, do you have any units that you really need leasing? Because they're going to tell you, oh my gosh, Amber, I have this apartment, I have leased it 4 times, and each time they've gotten declined, then one time they got approved, and then they canceled before they moved in, and they are just like beside themselves because this one unit's been vacant for 90 days, and their owner's like, you need to get this lease, like what's wrong? You need to get, like, why can't you get anybody in there? And by you asking these simple questions, they're going to open up to you and tell you what their pain points are, and then you can kind of become their savior in a sense that, like, you're really trying to help them with their needs, like their specific needs, not just like how you can help them, but like really dig in and be personal with them on what you can really do to help them. And just that alone, it definitely speaks volumes, and they will be very thankful for that. And so you can use, like, so for instance, those units that they need help leasing, those would be prime communities to post on Craigslist, because hopefully then you can get quite a few leads and help them get those units leased pretty quickly too. So that's something that I've seen that has worked pretty well when it comes to the ads on Craigslist, do you think? So for the pop-by ideas, I did include this, so I just did it for if you did 25 of them, because the hands and the pumpkins are pretty decent size, so if you wanted to do just one per property, then you could. And so you have literally each of the items are broken down for what you would need and the cost of those. So the total cost, if you were to do 25 of them, that is $57.74. That's actually for 25 pumpkins, so you got the pumpkins, or if you also do the gloves, so that's for all the different supplies. So you can do either one of those, but that gives you kind of a breakdown of what that is. And also I included some pictures of the different supplies, like for instance, the spiders, the Smarties, the candy, the gloves, and the bag. So it just kind of gives you a visual of what it is that you might be looking for when you go to the store, looking for your supplies.
I have one more thing to add on supplies. The best thing to do is catch it right after Christmas or after Halloween, when they mark down all the stuff. Get you a tote bag or tote box and put whatever, buy stuff afterwards for the next year. So you have that already and you're not having to be out a whole lot of money.
Here's our pumpkin. They asked if we could bring them closer to the computer, so I was going to show them real quick. So you've got your pumpkin. We have the glove idea, and all of these items are going to be in the packet that I emailed everybody. So you guys have the glove. This is a great idea as well. Something we've been wanting to do for a few years, but we always got so busy. We ended up doing something different, but this year we wanted to be prepared, so we wanted to show you guys those ideas. And they're super simple. And then if you really run out of time, you can just put some candy in a bag. They'll be super grateful for that as well. We have these here for the Christmas ones. I mean, they're just little stockings. And then we have some koozies. And I can get you the pricing. I use the Rising Hill Marketing is who I use for the business cards. They're also the ones who created the koozies too. So they would have the templates and everything that you would need for that. And just some masks if you need for them, and hand sanitizer. And definitely make sure that you bring your mask when you go marketing. The very first time I went out after the pandemic, I forgot, and I'm like, oh, I'll be fine. And then nobody would let me inside. So that was a rookie mistake. But then one of the communities that I have visited for years, they had an extra one, so I was able to get one from one of them. So just keep some extras, because the last time, I guess it was maybe 2 weeks ago, I brought a mask, then I thought I lost it, and then I got a second one, and then it broke, and thank God I had a third one. So you guys probably won't have my luck with that, but make sure you have plenty, because you're getting in and out of the car, taking it on and off, because that's the reason why it didn't last as long. And then the one I lost, it was just in the car, so thankfully I didn't actually lose it. So does, anybody have any questions over the materials or just marketing in general?
Amber, I was just gonna also suggest, you may be gonna bring this up later, that they get a name tag, because the only reason I bring that up is because you have a lot of new agents.
Yes, definitely so.
The importance of a name tag. What I have found, not only through what little bit I've done as far as getting out in the public, but I've watched a lot of real estate agents. When they go out and about, even if they go, I've known real estate agents go to be in line at Chick-fil-A and get business standing in line because somebody will look and see their name tag and go, oh, you're a realtor, you know, and tell me a little bit about it and stuff like that, you know, and so that is a good way to at least advertise yourself in your own community and get your name out there and be sure and have your cards available or it on your phone where you can say, hey, what's your phone number? And I'll just shoot you a copy of my business card. You know, that way they always have it because it's not an excuse that, oh, I lost your card. I sent it to you.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And so it's on their phone.
Definitely so, and if you want to maybe post in the group where you got your name tags, maybe the
I
resource?
just visit namebadges.com.
Okay, that's easy enough.
Yeah, it's easy and they're cheap. I think I bought 3 for like $40 and I bought 2 kind of generic ones like this one, and then I bought one that was a little bit more fancy for, you know, like special occasions if we're going out to maybe meetings or something like that and you want somebody, because it's a good conversation piece if you've got something that's a little bit fancier, because people are sometimes afraid to approach you.
That's true.
But that's something that they can go, oh man, your name tag is so pretty. You know, that's not so much maybe for guys, but us girls, that's something that we kind of tag on to.
That's
So,
funny. One thing, I don't know how effective this is, but I haven't tried it yet, but they say put your name badge upside down because people are going to be like, hey, by the way, your name tag's upside down, and it starts, it's a conversation starter. I don't know.
What is it now? Oh, wait.
Oh, exactly. I don't know.
Amber, I'm gonna pass this around.
Okay.
It's got the information from
Oh.
namebadges.com, it's got the phone
Perfect.
number and all that. So I'll just pass
Like,
it.
oh, oops. Okay, that'd be perfect, and I can, and Miss Jerry says that Texas Realtor Association also has masks that say Realtor on them, so you could look on the Texas Realtor Association too for that. I'm sure they have other PPE supplies as well, if you wanted to use those. You can even have some, it's, you know, whatever you want, kind of customize them to stuff. Might as well advertise what you're gonna put it on your face, might as well put it to use, you know? Exactly, might as well. Let's see. Okay, so while she's passing that around, we went over a lot about lead generating, but I'm sure as you start getting the